Oh, Toph?
Ooh, let's go Toph.
Toph! Oh,
right.
snap. This is winners round 3 of their pool. Dang. Okay. So if Toph wins this and then another one, or whoever wins this and then another one is going to be in top 64.
Right. So this is still relatively early in the bracket.
Yeah.
But let's see how it goes.
Dang,
Let's
we
go
got a lot
Toph.
We got a lot of Toph fans in the chat. Oh, snap. But Krizski is going to be in Toph's way. Also making it 2 over Scrubby. See what goes on here. We're going to get a nice Fox Ditto.
Yep. The classic. Every Fox player is well versed in this matchup, obviously.
Have you played Toph in the Fox Ditto any time recently?
I played him in Slime's commentator bracket, and he beat me. It was pretty good games, but I think he's got a lot of strengths in the Fox Ditto that not necessarily most Fox players have, but there's also some weaknesses there. So I think it's really going to boil down to if Krizski can capitalize on the weaknesses. I think one of the main things with Toph's punish game is that he leaves some on the table, especially in tournament sets where he could potentially push it a little further, but he opts to keep it a little, which isn't a bad play in tournament necessarily. Keep it on the safer side. Sure, but that can definitely cost you in a match like Fox Dittos where the openings are so valuable.
Right. You got to make the most out of it, especially if your opponent shows that they can do so much off of an opening. Then you definitely got to do it.
Right.
I'm hearing from chat from Shredder ssbm that this is a rematch. Krizski eliminated Toph at some tournament.
Really? Ooh. Okay, well, it should be a good one then. This is still best of 3 since it is pre-top 64.
Yeah.
So
yeah, back on the best of 3 side. Man, best of 3s are really scary. So much volatility. What
the hell is my cat doing? Hey.
Cat wants to watch Toph. Cat is a Toph fan. Yeah, she came right through when you said Toph. Dang. Aw. So chilling cat.
She's cute. But yeah.
She's very cute. Very, very cute.
And then winner of this likely will have to fight Keizu, which is a tough draw for either player. Keizu insanely good against Spaceys.
Right. And this pool is definitely hard. It's got like Aura, Fat Goku, Smash Daddy. Oh, Scar's in it? Scar's here? What? I didn't know Scar entered.
Scar and Toph in the same pool?
Oh, dude. Are they gonna meet up in top 64 somewhere? Oh, they might. Oh, they might meet up. Depending on how it goes, they might meet up in this side of pools, like on the
on the losers side.
On loser side, yeah. I didn't want to say losers, but thank you. But yeah, they might meet on that side.
Well, because they're on the opposite side of the winners bracket, so they're not meeting in winners, right? So
yeah,
it would have to be losers.
Maybe in a world, there's a world, dude.
It would be like top 8.
Like top 8.
They both make top 8 winners. Okay, yeah, it could happen.
You never know. Scar. I mean, in the commentator bracket, Scar was definitely out here.
He's been doing the coaching sessions with Mango. He's been making a legit comeback. I think his goal is he's trying to get back to top 100 status. So
yeah, you love to see it. I think even Toph is doing lessons with Drug Fox with Sammy, if I'm not mistaken. Saw him prepping a little bit before the commentator bracket. So
yeah,
the coaching goes a long way. Coaching goes a long way, man.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend
it. Really does.
And
have you gotten coaching yourself?
Yeah, I've done I've done a couple lessons with Johnny, and I've done a lesson with Cody, and I've also done one lesson with Kadoran.
So you're just mixing, you're trying to shop around.
It's kind of interesting to hear like each person's perspective, you know? I think it's it'll give me some insight onto their gameplay is what I was talking. But I think the value you get out of it, because it's like $20 an hour or $25 an hour, even if you do like 1 or 2 of those sessions, I think for most players you'd see like a significant level up if you haven't done it already. Definitely would recommend any of the players that I just mentioned.
For sure. Vish, another commentator who's been putting in work, and I'd say Vish is a little closer to that top 100 level than maybe a Scar or a Toph.
I see it. Thanks, dog.
That's my dad. But yeah, no, coaching, I do agree with you that mixing it up is really good for just different perspectives, even if it's like a vastly better player slash better coach, because there's people who are better at analyzing the game and breaking it down and picking up on patterns and stuff like that, like
Right.
Drug Fox being a great example of a very analytical player like that. But if you get coaching from, S2J or Kadoran, they're going to tell you something completely different that Drug Fox might never have thought of, you know what I mean? So it's just different perspectives, and if you get multiple sources of input, then you're going to get a lot more different ways to think about the game.
For sure. And I think it's definitely like a buyer's market right now. If we're talking about coaches, like a lot of people are doing coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Like LSD, Leffen, Spark, I think. I want to say Spark. Don't quote me on that. But there's a lot of people that are doing coaching right now.
Oh, yeah, there's a ton. I know M2K is doing it for multiple games. I think Zane as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Zane, right.
Yeah, there's a ton of like top level players that you can get coaching from if you're so inclined. But here we go, game 1 on Battlefield. Toph, traditionally the green fox, so I have to imagine he's green here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, off stage, not gonna get the rinse and repeat type edge guards that we might see in the Fox Ditto. Not there so far. Good up tilt.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Ooh.
Okay. Side B through, so potent on net play.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Especially when they do that side B where it's like a little bit ambiguous whether they're gonna land onto the stage or they're gonna catch the ledge. That's always a little tricky to try to edge guard.
Ooh, and Toph with a nice little string here. Okay.
What a grab.
Yeah, that was a sick grab. See if he can finish the edge guard. Not quite. Okay, this time does get on edge. And not that time, so Krizski has not shown a great deal of, he's leaving the edge open a lot, basically. Toph is taking advantage of that, going to the edge as much as possible. Right. Krizski's going to have to represent that edge hog a bit more.
For sure, yeah. At least scare them a little bit so they just don't keep going onto the ledge. Krizski, a player from Calgary, Canada. Seed 36 here in this tournament, so see how he does in the set. Also, shout outs to Hugo for the raid earlier. I forgot to shout that out. Thanks, dog.
Nice. Let's go, Hugo.
That was the least enthusiastic. Let's go, Hugo. You said the words, but there was no meaning behind the words.
I don't know what you mean, dude. I love Hugo. Toph, pretty solid lead still. Let's see if Krizski can finish this. Okay, opts for the back air. Ooh, another dropped edge guard.
Yeah. That also is a good way to build momentum, you know? Like, obviously it's less in your control, but when you see the other, especially in Fox Dittos, they miss a couple edge guards, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
That's when it's like you smell blood in the water, right? It's like if they let you back on stage, you got high percent, you're like, let me get one opening and then just push this lead as far as I can take it.
Right. Oh, just nares it.
Some good angles on the recovery from Toph's end.
Yeah. Great distance that Krizski was keeping. Oh no! He was doing a good job.
Unfortunate. Yeah, rough way to end that. He was definitely mounting a bit of a comeback there, but probably trying to go for a down tilt. Turns into a down air when he got pushed off stage by the shine, so happens to the best of us sometimes.
Yeah.
Toph taking the 1-0 lead, so he's already on game point. Again, this is best of 3, and we'll see what the counter pick is from Krizski.
Yeah. What do you like counterpicking here against a player like Toph if you were in the Krizski position?
It varies because it depends on how well I feel like they can chain grab on that particular day. You know what I mean? Like, because I like FD aside from the chain grabs, so I would probably opt for that most of the time. But I feel like most Fox players do not have that mentality. It's funny because I feel like most Fox players grind the hell out of chain grabs, but even if it's the most confident Fox player in their chain grabs, they still just don't go FD. Like, they just don't want to go FD in case they get chain grabbed themselves instead, you know?
Yeah, it definitely like simplifies the punish game. Not simplified, but you know, like both people can do much longer strings. So
right. It's almost like you're kind of leaving it up to chance of who gets the grab first, as opposed to, well, I can outplay this person, you know, the entire time or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. The combos are just so much more dynamic on a stage like Yoshi's.
Right. Nice stock from Toph.
Yeah. Toph's tech skill has always been so good, man. From the entire time I've known him, he's just been so like crispy with all his stuff.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, more in practice recently. I know he's been streaming a ton of Melee. He's been grinding in general, and some pretty good showings in recent net play tournaments as well.
Yeah, great choice with that reverse up tilt there too. Dang, Toph is moving. Ooh,
nicely done.
Okay. That kind of stock really takes so much momentum. Krizski's got to make that throw count for more than that, you know? That looked like a definite flub with the forward air.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Read. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of just confidence in Toph's gameplay, which you don't necessarily always see, especially when he's, you know, if Krizski did beat him the last time they played in bracket, it's certainly not looking like the same story this time around. It's looking like Toph is ready for this W.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, good choice with the back throw. Again, man, he's just got to really make him hurt right now. He wants a chance to make this comeback.
Okay. Finally gets that stock. He's definitely still got a chance. It's Fox it is.
Yeah.
But momentum super in Toph's favor right now.
For sure. Specifically, like, the way that he's comboing when he gets him on a platform. Like, he is on him. Toph is on him.
Yeah, and vice versa, it hasn't been the same story. Oh, but that opens the door for Krizski. Toph with the super unfortunate SD. Okay. Catches a tournament winner.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't go to the edge there, but offstage again. Oh, the platform kind of messing him up.
Yeah.
Oh, this is big.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, the counter shine.
For the shine. Okay, so I kind of like the idea from Krizski, but I think you just have to know at that low of a percent that that's not going to fly.
Yeah.
He also just kind of like it almost looked like he walked off the platform rather than getting sorry, you know what I mean? Like if he had maybe like done a little bit of a dash, he might not have had enough room to get a dash in, but he needed to do something different for that to be a possible shine. It was there was something there, but it certainly would have taken some finesse.
For sure. I think you can, I think either you like stay on stage. I think you're absolutely right. Like he messed up the timing on something. Because typically when you do a throw like that and they DI off, it gives you a lot of options, you know, like with drop zoning with a lot of characters kind of works out in that particular scenario. But I think he like hesitated just a hair and Toph was on it. Toph was so ready for that slight hesitation in the counter shine. That's crazy. Who counter shines like that there?
Mashing like, shine. That's what I mean.
People will panic.
That's a great option in those scenarios, because worst case you get hit by the shine first and you were going to get hit anyway. You might as well try to kind of see what happens in case you can get it out. So smart from Toph, taking it 2-0 and moving on where he'll have to